What's the case? Well, what do we seem to have here?
Is that body dead or is she just sleeping?
I think she's sleeping.
Detectives, thank you for coming so quickly.
Any time, Mr. Smith. Wherever there's a crime, we won't be too far behind.
Wow, that was catchy. We should put that on our office.
We should, right after we move out of your mom's basement.
I don't see why you can't put it on the front door.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, I think we know what we're going to be doing with the money from this case.
Buying the new Super 6 RCA Victor radio with 18 great features?
No. Anyway, I'm Johnny Pikes. This is my partner.
I'm James Jenkins. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you both.
So what seemed to be the problem here?
Well, it's my wife. I found her dead in the living room, and I don't know if it was a murder or a suicide, but I want answers.
Don't worry, Mr. Smith. We will not rest until this case is solved. Or until 8 p.m. tonight. Because that's when Howdy Doody comes on.
I could watch Howdy Doody all day.
Well, you know what I always say, Jenkins. Howdy Doody do.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, we better get to, investigating and such.
Yes.
Why'd you invite them here?
Can it, Detective Williams? I never asked for you to be here, just like I never asked for dear old Margaret to die. The only reason I'm letting you stay is because I need all hands on deck.
I'm just saying. They're slapping the body silly. They're not even investigating.
Wake up. 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 Wake up.
Tea bags.
Wake up. Wake up.
Stop slapping the bodies! This is the 3rd time this week.
I'm just doing my job.
Well, while you're doing that, look what I found.
Tea bags.
Tea bags. What a perplexing.
Hold on, Johnny. Got another clue. She appears to have been murdered by a tomato.
Indeed she has. What a perplexing calling card. Cause of death seems to be a blunt force trauma to the head.
But then what does the tomato have to do with the case?
You're one smart cookie, Jenkins. Not sure. But look at the label. I think it must be a message to Mr. Smith. The label on the tomato, it's Torsmatoes. Smith & Co.'s biggest business rival.
You're right.
I think we better give Mr. Tors a call. Hey, Mr. Tors, this is Johnny Pikes from PJPIs, and I'm calling to ask you about the Smith case. As you may know, Edward Smith's wife was murdered last night. You don't happen to know anything about that, do you?
Oh, well, I hadn't heard. Please extend my condolences to Mr. Smith.
I'll tell him right now. Mr. Smith! Mr. Tors says he's sorry to hear about your wife. He says that if you mention his wife again, he's going to bust your chops, you cockeyed geezer.
Well, that was a little harsh, don't you think?
I would tend to agree, but we do think that you killed his wife, so I'd say it's at least a little justifiable.
Excuse me? You think I killed that honky-tonk woman? Well, that's dadgum preposterous. I have been alone in my office all night.
So no one to vet your case. How convenient.
No, sir, you don't understand. If you really think it was me, then you can come search my home. I have nothing to hide.
Of course you would let us search your home. That's the most obvious place for you to hide a murder weapon. I want to investigate your warehouse.
Well, yeah, you're more than welcome to search it. It's just that it's a bit messy and...
We'll be there.
Well, looks like we have a warehouse to go to.
And we better get there before Williams does. Those British are fast, you know.
Yeah, we better catch up.
Ha! 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 And mustard. All right, let's go. Here we are. A warehouse. Okay, let's look for clues.
Good idea. Alright, let's see here. Tomato. 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 Box of incriminating evidence on the murder of Margaret Smith. Tomato. 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 Tomato.
Wait, box of incriminating evidence on the murder of Margaret Smith.
And are these tomatoes?
Oh my goodness. Jenkins. It's the murder weapon. And a copy of How to Hide Evidence of a Deadly Crime Involving Tomatoes.
Yep, these are tomatoes, all right.
Here, put this in your coat pocket and make sure that we can hold on to it.
Good idea. This is dastardly. We need to investigate further. Let's check his office.
You say, Jenkins, I don't think this is an office. I think this is the hat room.
I agree.
The Detective William Williams! What are you doing here?
Investigating my case. Well, all the evidence brought me here.
Did you understand what he was saying, Johnny?
Not a clue, Jenkins. I think he's speaking British.
What are you blokes talking about? I'm just speaking English.
You're right, Johnny. I didn't get any of that.
Well, I mean, you haven't come across any evidence, have you?
Evidence? Did he just say evidence? Make sure he doesn't find that murder weapon you have hidden on you.
Don't worry. I got it right here.
What? Murder weapon? You missus know I can understand you, right?
Johnny, is it just me, or does American sound a lot like British?
Well, that's not just you.
Hand over the murder weapon or I'll have you both booked for interfering with my investigation.
Smoke bomb!
Wow, Johnny, our goose was nearly cooked back there.
I know. Huh. Where's your fedora?
Well, it got so scared it ran away.
Your fedora ran away? Well, at least we still have the murder weapon.
That's true, and luckily my fedora waits in the car for these sorts of things.
What?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Your fedora just goes to the car?
It does. So, what's our next move?
Well, I guess we go to the car and then we go visit Mr. Torres. I mean, the murder weapon was in his warehouse.
That's true.
He's obviously the killer.
He is the killer.
Let's go.
All right, case solved.
Case solved. Mr. Torres, you've got a lot of explaining to do. This murder weapon was found at your warehouse in one of the boxes. Would you care to explain?
Yeah. Why was there a tomato in the tomato warehouse, Mr. Torres?
I haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about.
What is this? Some kind of feng shui you got going on? I dig it. Let's go. We know you killed Margaret Smith in order to... Why did he kill Margaret Smith?
Now that you mention it, I don't think that we got that far.
You know, we really should talk more on our car rides here.
That's true.
Well, now that you boys have eaten all your gummy bears, I'm gonna eat mine. I had no reason to kill Margaret Smith. She was quite lovely.
So, you knew her?
Oh, not all too well. We spoke a few times at various tomato conventions. She was always real nice. Not to say for a beatnik husband.
So you and Smith got some bad blood then?
Between him and the tomatoes, all I was seeing was red.
I can't see any red.
Smith is a self-interested narcissist. I could tell Margaret was never happy with him. She deserved better.
So what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, he would constantly ignore her. I don't know. It's not for me to say.
Something about this seems fishy.
Oh, well, that's just secret stash of gummy bears I keep in my desk.
What about gummy bears are fishy?
Well, gelatin and products like gel dessert, ice cream, gummy bears, marshmallows, basically anything you find in a candy store has fish byproduct in it. To be more specific, fish bones. Gelatin's a mixture of peptides and proteins produced by the partial hydrolysis of collagen extracted from the skin, bones, and connective tissue found in animals like domestic cattle, chicken, pigs, and fish.
Yes, that's fishy, but you know what else is fishy? The fact that we found the murder weapon in your warehouse.
Well, I have no clue why that was in there. Anyone can get in. We ain't even got locks on the doors.
Why wouldn't you have locks on the doors?
Yeah, that seems like a safety risk.
Well, for one, I'm selling tomatoes, not diamonds, and for two, I forgot to include locks in the budget.
I see. I do have one question. Is there anyone who you think would want to frame you?
Well, the only person that comes to mind is Smith. But why would he want to kill his own wife?
Well, that's the $100 question.
Well, I see, boys. Well, if you don't mind, I have a lot of work to do here, so I'm sure you can find your way out.
We are detectives. Of course we can find our way out.
Detectives, what are you doing here so unexpectedly?
We have a few follow-up questions for you, Mr. Smith.
Oh, I'd be happy to help with the investigation in any way that I can.
Well, then this should be quick. So, we just want to know a little bit more about that night. Like, what happened, where it happened, where did you find Margaret?
Well, I was coming home late last night from a business meeting. As I was pulling in the driveway, I heard a scream from inside, and I rushed to the door, but I was too late. I'm sorry, this is just really hard.
Aha!
I beat you.
Oh, well, that's no fair. You always cheat.
How do you cheat at tic-tac-toe? What was that?
I think that was a toilet flush.
I thought we were the only ones here.
Oh. Edward, what's going on?
It's nothing, Susan. These detectives are just asking me a few questions.
Oh, Edward, why didn't you ask them if they wanted any refreshments? Boys, what can I get you?
Coffee. Black.
Apple juice. Black.
I'll have that right out for you.
So, Mr. Smith, do you want to explain who that is?
Oh, this is Susan. She's my secretary.
We're gonna need to ask her a few questions after we get our drinks. Ooh, yay.
Thank you. Black.
Right this way, ma'am. We gotta ask you a few questions. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Hello, Mrs. Susan. How are you doing today?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm doing fine. Except for hearing about Margaret, of course. It's heartbreaking.
Oh yes, we know, and we understand it can be extremely painful. Just so you know, we're here for you, and we understand fully.
Thank you.
So how long did you know, Mrs. Smith?
Not long. I just started working for Edward.
Very interesting. Well, it seems you two are getting along very well.
Oh yes, I love working for him. He's a great man.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you loved him a whole lot.
That's not what I meant.
Gosh darn it, Susan, you're not in trouble. We already know the full story. Everyone gets into a little adultery sometimes, but it's only a sin if it's against the law. We just want to know what you would do for him.
Okay, fine. We were together for a while, but I would never do anything to hurt his dear wife, let alone kill her.
Now you listen here, Susan, and you listen well. I know you've been screwed over by the legal system. I know that you wanted to take care of Margaret so you and Mr. Smith could get together. You're a good person, I know that. And you just so happen to get caught up in a little bit of murder. And that's okay. Just admit it so we can go on with our days.
I've done no such thing. Besides, I couldn't have been here last night. I had a dinner date.
With Smith?
Yes, but he didn't show up. I only learned this morning that it was because his wife died.
What time was your dinner at?
7?
Mrs. Smith wasn't killed until 9.
You don't think...
We need to go and talk to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you've got a lot of explaining to do.
What on earth are you talking about?
The jig is up. We know your dirty little secrets.
What could you possibly know?
We know that you killed your wife. You wanted her out of the way so you could be with your mistress. So you pushed her down the stairs. But she just had to hit her head on that tomato, didn't she? You knew with the tomato involved that the cops would never believe that it was an accident. So you planted the murder weapon at Torres's warehouse. And you thought you could get away with it too, didn't you? You sicken me!
I would never.
Oh yeah? Then why have you and your secretary been having dinner dates?
We're just friends. Are men and women not allowed to be platonic friends?
Not in the court of law!
I think you both are very confused.
I think we just discovered the truth!
No, I wasn't home either. I was at Torres. He made a comment about my wife, and I had to go give him a piece of my mind. But when I got there, he wasn't around.
Torres was gone? He said he was going to be there all night.
Well, he probably lied. He's a natural-born liar.
Jenkins, start the car. I think we need to pay Mr. Torres another visit.
Don't worry. I've had it running in the garage for the past hour and a half.
The jig is up, Mr. Torres!
Is he sleeping or is he dead?
He's not sleeping.
Detective William Williams!
You don't have to say my name like that every time you see me.
Williams! How could you? You killed Mr. Torres!
What? I didn't... Oh, you two are idiots. I found him like this.
Oh, you found him like this, huh? What reason would you have to visit Mr. Torres?
He was the lead suspect in my investigation. I have more reason to be here than you two.
Smells a little fishy.
That's just the gummy bears, remember?
It's not fishy. Do you know what I found on the body?
Gummy bears?
No, it was... It's proof that Smith was behind it all along.
And what evidence might that be?
What would I tell you two? I finally saw the case you two couldn't. Now, if you excuse me, I have an arrest to make.
Well, it seems we failed, Jenkins.
No. Williams couldn't have been right. He's a dirty Brit.
Stupid British people and their stupid crumpets and their stupid queens and their stupid tea.
What is it, Johnny?
Tea!
In fact, everywhere we investigated, Williams was there.
He was trying to cover his tracks. Well, why would he do something like this?
We don't have time for this, Johnny. Williams is on the loose, and the quicker we catch him, the quicker we can save him from hurting other people. You know, we need to do this as soon as possible. ASAP! Real quick-like. The quicker the better is what I always say. The quicker the crime, the quicker the time, the quicker the case is solved. I know it's going to be hard, but the sooner that we catch this criminal, the sooner that we save more innocent lives from dying and meeting a terrible end. That's why we need to move as quickly as possible here. Quick-like. That's what I always say, remember? Quickly now.
Detective William Williams!
Why me? I'm trying to make an arrest.
Oh, detectives, thank goodness you're here. Tell them I'm innocent.
The jig is up, Williams. We know you're the culprit.
Culprit? Me? That's preposterous.
Oh yeah? We have tea bags found at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, you got me.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Why'd you do it, Williams?
It's quite simple. I wanted to be the best detective. I was sick of being lesser than you two just because I was British. So I created the perfect crime that only I could solve. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
We're no kids. We're grown adults.
With guns.
Just a minute. I'm getting a call. Hello? Hi, Mom. Yes? No, I'm not playing with guns. I'm a detective. Yes, I will be on my best behavior. Yes, I'll be home by 6:30. Yes, 6:30. I love you too, Mom. Okay, I'll see you then.
Anyway, put your hands up, Williams.
Put him down.
Don't move.
Well, looks like I only have one more trick up my sleeve. You're not the only ones with guns. You thought you were all that? I'm British. I used to own you. You have no power here. I'm the one with the power. So goodbye, Johnny and Jenkins.
Well, that was anticlimactic. We won! Hello?
Hey, we got the results back from the lab, and William's DNA was on the scene. He's the murderer.
Oh, I forgot we sent that medicine into the lab.
The lab.
Yeah, no, forensic science. Oh, the wonders of modern medicine. Well, thanks for the update.
Thank you, boys, for finding my wife's killer. As payment, I got you both these new iPhones.
No problem, Mr. Smith. It's all in a day's work. Anyways, we better get going because we got Howdy Doody to watch at 8.
I love Howdy Doody.
Well, howdy doody do.
You know, Johnny, even after all that, I still can't see red.
You're colorblind, Jenkins.
So I am.